Hey, this is Crafty here, and yep, you guessed it, I'm going to be talking about rhythm. Okay, so to get into this rhythm video, we should talk about what the word rhythm actually means. And for me, the easy way to describe it to people is that it's just the timing, or it's just the when something occurs, musically speaking. But not just musically speaking, rhythm is in a lot of areas of life. Let's just quickly have a look at a few.
We were dancing.
What is that?
He kept it in bounds. Here it is again. Oh!
But yeah, this is called Crafty Music Tips. So let's just talk about rhythm in a music sense. So how does knowledge of rhythm help you as a musician? It's going to be able to help you identify different rhythms, different timings if you are learning or creating music. It helps you retain that knowledge of a song that you've either learnt or created by giving you extra information for where the timing is. And most importantly, you can confidently execute the music correctly. Now, over the years, I've heard a lot of different opposing views on what's more important, notes or rhythm. Some people swear that notes are more important. Some people are just not really sure. So I'm just going to give you a quick example. I'm going to play a song. I'm going to play two different versions of the song. See if you can guess what song it is. Version 1. Okay, and here's version 2. Okay, so could you guess the song? If you couldn't guess it, it was a song called Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. Now, what I did in version 1 was I played every single note correctly.
Oh, that's what it is. It's me. I did it. I fucked up. I fucked up the timing. That's all. I fucked up the timing. I got no timing. I got no timing.
And in version 2, I played every single rhythm correctly. Now, if you could tell what the song was, which was the version that you could tell from? I've been using this little example to showcase rhythm for a long time now, and 100% of the time when I show people, they can tell what song it is from version 2, which is all the correct rhythms. Now, in that version, not one note was correct. I played all of the wrong notes, except the song was more identifiable. I always find that really interesting because, like, I got none of the notes right, you know? Like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Now, for those of you that are squirming, going, oh, I just want to hear the song played properly. So I'm going to play the notes and the rhythm both correctly now. So much better with both of those elements being correct. But hey, isn't that interesting that if you are going to have to choose, do I try and focus on getting the notes right, or do I try and focus on getting the rhythm right, that you're going to sound more correct with the correct rhythm, not the notes. It's so weird. I'm definitely not saying don't worry about the notes, but I just find that this is interesting. Now, if you're watching this video, I would assume that maybe there's some issues with rhythm, with your playing or with your singing, getting the right timing. There are a lot of people out there that they just get it. Like, they don't work on it. It just makes sense to them. And sometimes that can be a little bit heartbreaking if you're someone that's like, but I can't, I need to work on it. But hey, look, everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through what all of the basic rhythms are so that you have that extra identification to be able to isolate what the different rhythms are that you need to be playing. Now, whenever I'm exposing different types of rhythms to students for the very first time, I like to write it out nice and neatly to just have it all laid out in front of you. So it's going to look like this. Okay, so we've got 3 different types of columns. On the left, it's symbols. In the middle, it's going to be the words. And on the right, it's going to be beats. This will make sense as we go through it. So the very first symbol that we've got is just a circle. Nice and easy. Now, the word to describe that circle is called a semibreve. And we're going to put a couple of extra words just underneath it in brackets. And in the brackets are going to be the 2 words whole note. And under the word beats, we'll have the number 4. So there you go. This is our first type of rhythm. It's called a semibreve or a whole note. Looks like a circle, and it goes for 4 beats. Let's just keep going through this list. So what we need to do in this symbol column is we need to draw the same circle underneath, but we need to change it somehow. So how we're going to do that, we're going to add in a stem. So there we go. That looks like a different type of rhythm now. Now, the word to describe this rhythm is called minim, and underneath in the brackets, we're going to call it a half note. And underneath the beats column, we're going to put the number 2. Okay, we're going to do 2 more. Now, if we copy the same symbol that we had for the minim directly underneath, we've got to change it, and we're going to colour in the circle. And the word to describe this symbol is called a crotchet. Now, if you ever forget this word, it's a bit cringy, but my music teacher mate used to describe it to his students. He'd say, "Come on, it starts with a C. Do you remember?" And they're like, "No." And he goes, "Michael Jackson grabs his." And underneath in brackets, we've got the words quarter note. And a quarter note lasts for 1 beat. Okay, lucky last. Now, if we copy the crotchet symbol underneath, remember we got to change it each time so it doesn't look exactly the same. What we're going to do is we're going to add a tail. It's just this small little tail symbol. Now, just a side note, if you have more than one of these rhythms together, then they can have what's called a beam. Join the 2. Okay, and the word to describe this rhythm is called quaver. And in the brackets underneath, we'll call it an 8th note. Now, just before I write in how many beats there are, just have a look at the pattern here. See, we've got, at the top it's 4, and then it's 2, and then it's 1. Have a guess. What do you think the amount of beats is going to be? That's right. It's going to last for half a beat. Now, another curious thing is if you have a look at all of the names that are in brackets, we go from whole to half to quarter to 8th. There's a bit of a pattern there, right? Everything just halves itself as you go down. Okay, so if you're sitting there thinking, well, thanks Crafty for the definitions, but could you give me some context? Well, here we go. I'm just going to demonstrate with my metronome.
1, 2.
What I'll do is I'll
4,
clap the rhythms.
2, 3, 4, 1.
I'll do 2 bars each.
3,
All right, semi-breves.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Now,
4,
minims.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Now,
4,
crotchets.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Now, quavers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool. Now, a little side note. This is how you think of it in your head when you're clapping quavers. You're thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and the second one is called an and. So no matter if you're an instrumentalist or a singer, being able to clap rhythms out is a really important thing for you and your getting an understanding of this rhythm stuff. Now, what I'm going to do is just to sort of give it an extra musical kind of connection is I'm going to play these chords, E minor, C, G, and D, and I'm going to play a bunch of those different rhythms that I just clapped out with those chords.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, semi-breves.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Minims.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
crotchets.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Quavers.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
One last semibreve.
2, 3, 4.
Now, while I'm at it here, I'm just going to jumble up these rhythms into different orders, and I'm going to use the same chords. Let's have a look at what that sounds like.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So there you go. So if you're really sure about what the different definitions of each rhythm is, then you can start mixing and matching. Now, yes, there are different types of rhythms out there, more complex ones, but these are the 4 most common different types of rhythms that you can have. And what's really important is you are super clear on what they are so that you can retain the knowledge of the music that you're either creating or learning, and you can communicate that so much easier to other musicians. Now, if you're someone that's been attempting to learn some sight readings and you've been reading sheet music, and if you're anything like me, what used to happen with me is I used to always try and focus on what are the notes. But once I got better at understanding rhythm, it was so much easier for me to be able to just identify what the rhythm is and then be able to just go, right, okay, well, I know the timing, so now all I got to do is just figure out what the notes are. And that became so much easier, and my sight reading got a lot faster. So there's a little hack for you. I hope that helps. All right, so there you have it. A bunch of different rhythm basics there. What was helpful for you? Let me know in the comments below, because everybody's at a different point of their rhythm knowledge. So yeah, it'd be good to know what was actually helpful for you. So stay tuned to this channel, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a bunch of extra, more complex rhythm videos, ones that will also have a bunch of different exercises that you can sort of play along and sing along with to help you out. And also, either in the comments below or in the Crafty Music Tips Facebook group, if you could let me know what are some things rhythm-wise that you need to work on. What is something that I can go through to help you out with rhythm? Whew, so there we go. My name's Crafty. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I said, rhythm is so important. You got to get on it. You got to make it a part of who you are, so that it never needs to be an issue of, oh, when do I play? Is it now or is it now? So yeah, like I said, hope it helps, and I'll see you in another video really soon. Take care. Keep rocking.